So Formula One had become a big thing for me. There was a little bit of television coverage that would happen in a fairly delayed sort of a way, and I needed to find out as quickly as I could what had happened in these races. So this is the first magazine I ever bought. It's a Modern Motor magazine, which is an Australian publication, and this was June 1982, and they had coverage of Brazil and Long Beach, which was round 2 and round 3. In the Brazilian Grand Prix, Nelson Piquet won the race still in a non-turbocharged car, because they were both. This was also the last year of the ground effects, and so you had Nelson Piquet in a Brabham Ford, and you had various turbocharged cars as well, including the Renault and the Ferrari. And of course this was going to be the tragic season with Villeneuve and Pironi clashing, and firstly Villeneuve losing his life, then Pironi having a bad accident in a similar way. But you can see the turbocharged cars are at the front: Villeneuve, Prost, Arnoux, so Ferraris and Renaults, and then Rosberg and Reutemann in the Williams. Then there was round 3 in Long Beach, with Niki Lauda winning in a McLaren, and Piquet hitting the wall. This bizarre twin wing, they called it a dual wing, on Villeneuve's Ferrari. A beautiful Lotus, and the McLarens chasing down René Arnoux in the Renault. The July 1982 issue of Modern Motor covered the San Marino GP and the Belgian GP, a really pivotal time. And they had this beautiful photo looking down inside the Renault. Of course, the events were unfolding between Villeneuve and Pironi. So of course Pironi won the race and Villeneuve was second. And you can see that Villeneuve is not happy on the podium. Arnoux broke down. Villeneuve was leading, and right on the final lap Pironi made quite a risky move to pass Villeneuve, and Villeneuve had believed that in such circumstances that there were basically team orders to say that they should maintain position and not risk both cars. But he wasn't backed up by the team manager afterwards, and he was very unhappy. Around this time I was able to buy a model of the Renault RE30B, and it was interesting reading on the side of the box. So it talks about the car and how it won 4 races and was considered the fastest car in the 82 season. And it also said, and is expected to see much action during 1983. However, that wasn't to be the case for other reasons. So, just like the Brabham over here, this car had suffered from the plastic cement becoming fragile, and a lot of the car had fallen to pieces. So I've glued it back together, and I made this little box to help preserve it, so it doesn't get crushed when I'm storing it. So the car is a little battered, but it's pretty much all there. It's missing a wing mirror. Still have the instructions, and just like the Brabham, I followed the instructions and according to the paint colours and that sort of thing mostly, but I wanted to have a realistic weathered look, and because there was such a good photo in the magazine I had, it meant I was able to paint the engine particularly in a way that looked more realistic. So that's what I was after. So being able to observe what discoloration on the exhaust pipes looked like, and on the high tension leads to the spark plug, each spark plug, and what the radiators look like, all that sort of thing. So I really enjoyed making this model, and very pleased to have good reference.